Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, and welcome to my review for The Gentleman. This was directed by Guy Ritchie, the director of Snatch and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, just to name a few, and it stars a lot of amazing people. There's too many to name. The Gentleman tells the tale of a weed dealer, played by Matthew McConaughey, who coincidentally runs the biggest weed operation in the UK. But he wants to get out of the business to spend time with his beautiful wife, played by Michelle Dockery. But soon McConaughey catches wind that his operation may be in danger of a takeover, specifically Dry Eye, played by Henry Golding. And so McConaughey, Dockery, McConaughey's assistant, played by Charlie Hunnam of Sons of Anarchy and Pacific Rim fame, and Colin Farrell all team up to take Dry Eye down before Dry Eye takes them down. I've always been a fan of Guy Ritchie's, but unfortunately, the past couple of years have not been too kind to him. He directed King Arthur Legend of the Sword, which I thought was okay, but bombed royally at the box office. And then there was Aladdin, which, again, I didn't hate, but at the same time I didn't love either, despite the fact it made a lot of money. It was very nice to see him come back to the style and the content that he is pretty much done for the majority of his career, and because The Gentleman is really good. The biggest plus I have for this movie is the cast, because good lord, this cast is just stacked to the brim. Everyone is good, but my three favorites were Matthew McConaughey, it's Matthew McConaughey. At this point, when you see him in a movie, is even if the movie's bad, he's at least going to be good in it. There's Charlie Hunnam, who I have always been a fan of, and Hugh Grant, who his scenes with Charlie Hunnam in this movie were just, c'est magnifique. He plays this super scummy journalist, but at the same time has charisma and a legit personality. So you want to hate him, but at the same time, you just can't, because you'd be like, you know what, let's go to a bar, because I want to grab a drink with you. Grant and Hunnam are on screen often in this movie, and it's a sight to behold. But I also really liked Colin Farrell in this movie. He doesn't come into this movie as a gangster. He comes into this movie as a guy who helps at-risk teens. And I was like, that's awesome. And he joins this whole crusade not as a, damn it feels good to be a gangster type situation. He comes into it because he needs to. I guess the biggest problem I have with the movie is the plot gets a little complicated. You have to be paying attention to every single frame in this movie if you're going to understand all of the nuances and all the ins and outs. There's a lot of conversations between Matthew McConaughey and Dry Eye, who's trying to buy him out. And then there's McConaughey and his talk with the Chinese mafia and talk with this American buyer who wants to buy him out. It's a lot of just stuff, and you have to be paying attention to it, or else it's going to get dizzying. I'm used to Guy Ritchie's style, but at the same time, there's only so much I could pay attention to, so I was like, wait, what's real and what's fake? What's going on? What I can say about The Gentleman, though, is that the plot, at the end of the day, doesn't really matter. Because this movie is a vehicle for actors with, if you were to take all of their charisma and turn it into a heat source, it would be about as hot as the surface of the sun, and give them just excellent dialogue to just bounce off of each other, and you've got The Gentleman. I'm going to give the movie a great rating. This is by far and away my favorite movie of 2020 so far. I've only seen maybe 4 of them, but at the same time, the movie was still really good. But that is all for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you saw The Gentleman and liked it, disliked it, thought it was just okay, jump down in the comments and tell me your thoughts. I do read the comments, so do lay it on me. And my reviews for Justice League, Aquaman, and Shazam will be coming down the pike very soon, as well as more Twilight Zone vlogs. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.